I feel like a chia pet because my hair has gotten so thick.
Any recommendations on how I can level up my hair game?
Those are some really good waves you're giving me. They're a little too perfect.
It's all smoke and mirrors. Hey, Reza. Happy Pride. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me.
Happy Pride, Scott. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you celebrating Pride this year?
Well, thank goodness the pandemic seems to be, the worst of it seems to be behind us. And I am whipping out boxes of old Pride stuff. I have Daisy Dukes, clear heels. I've got capes and hats and you name it. So I'm planning on hitting the Palm Springs streets and letting my gay pride fly.
Yes, that sounds like the full fantasy, and I am totally here for it. So I must ask you a question. On your IMDb page under Did You Know, you have trademark mustache. Did you trademark your mustache? Also, my coworker, Gordon, didn't think I would ask it that way, so he owes me $5 now. So thanks. I just got $5 from this.
My actual mustache is trademarked.
Is it really?
Yes, my actual, the outline of my actual mustache.
That is wild. How do you even go about doing that?
I mean, you have a checkbook and an attorney who knows what forms to fill out. And after a hefty sum and approval of artwork and sketches, you get a trademark.
That is phenomenal. Have you had to come after anybody for your mustache?
Not at all, but it was a fun experience. And if you ever want to help me, Scott, there is a storage in Hollywood somewhere with glassware, candle holders, I believe beanies, and a plethora of very expensive items with my mustache on them, including cufflinks, which unfortunately I never sold, and I no longer have a mustache.
Oh no. I like you both ways. You look great with and without. So
thank you so much.
All right, I want to talk to you about another one of your products now, and it's one of my personal favorites, hair care. How are things going with Reza Be Obsessed?
Things are going really well with Reza Be Obsessed. It was always a fantasy of mine because I love lotions, potions, shampoo, conditioner, masks. If you come to my bathroom in the master, you would be alarmed by the custom vanity I have because you're like, why do you have a dresser connected to your vanity? And then you open and pull out and you're like, creme de la mer threw up in here. So having my own hair care line allows me to custom make products. And I literally feel like a chia pet because my hair has gotten so thick because of everything I put in it, because of the Reza Be Obsessed. I had to put on my little rainbow situation to cover up the chia pet growing on your boy's head.
I love it. I mean, it's very on brand for Pride, so I'm here. Any recommendations on how I can level up my hair game? Anything?
I mean, you're doing a fantastic job. Those are some really good waves you're giving me. They're a little too perfect.
It's all smoke and mirrors. My hair's actually ice pick straight, so I have to fake it.
Which is what I always wanted, and I have more body than I know what to do with.
I feel like everybody always wants the opposite. Like people with curly hair want straight hair want curly hair. It's like,
bingo.
Just be happy with what you got,
I mean, yeah.
So obviously you and your adorable husband, Adam, share your world to the cameras, including some really, really personal moments. Has that ever been difficult for you?
Has it ever been difficult? Scott, no matter what you do, there are people, friends, family, and strangers who become, your audience who feel like you should have done something different. I've made some of my biggest mistakes while we've been shooting. I've had some of my biggest accomplishments captured on screen. So you just learn to grow and do better. And sometimes you pick up good advice along the way. But I always knew that if I wanted to help Middle Eastern LGBTQ plus people by living my authentic life on camera, I couldn't be like, well, I want to like promote this, but we can't talk about all these real things going on in my life. It's kind of like if you want to promote something, you got to give people what is really going on. And for better or worse, people have been getting what's really been going on.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it takes a lot to be so vulnerable on camera. So, for what it's worth, I appreciate you helping to normalize queer relationships on TV because
Thank you
it
so
needs
much.
to happen. So, did you guys have a discussion about like being on camera when you met, or did he already know you were on a TV show?
He knew I was going to be on a TV show. His family didn't know he was gay, so he didn't want to be on the show. And ironically, season 2, I said to him, you know, they're going to want to see my relationship play out on TV. And he said to me, well, you know, sorry, because I can't. And I was like, well, sorry, I might have to date other people. And like, boom, he called his dad and it was a wrap. And
oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's wild. I mean, that's a position to be put in, but obviously it shows how much he really cares about you, which is really lovely, actually.
Yeah, it was an organic, obviously I gave you the truncated, like, you know, 2-second version of a really emotional, heartfelt, in-depth conversation. But yeah, it was definitely at a very early stage of our relationship. And he decided to take a very big stand for us. And that meant something. And clearly, you know, cut to, I put a ring on it.
Yeah, I love that. That's so amazing. So I'm curious, do you think being in the spotlight makes it easier or harder to be authentic?
Honestly, I think that I got the spotlight because of the way I was living my life authentically. The one difficulty with living an authentic life when you are gay, Middle Eastern, half Muslim, half Jewish, people feel a lot of ways about you and you get a lot of feedback that's unpleasant because of people's stereotypes, religious beliefs, or whatever it is. And it's hard sometimes, you know, as strong as I am, hearing people wishing negativity and hateful things towards me is never pleasant. So sometimes it makes it harder to live your life authentic because you get feedback from a lot of people who don't appreciate your authentic life.
Exactly. I mean, the comments, it's the one thing. It's like, I don't ever want to read any of that nonsense, but it's hard when you're, you know, in the public eye and you want to be engaged with your fans and things like that. So
not only that, I want to engage with those gay fans who are looking to me to tell them that it gets better, right? So I can't allow the negativity that occurs in, you know, the comment section to get to me because I have to be strong for the people that actually need me. So
exactly. Well, I appreciate it. So I think you're doing great work. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So what would you say your target market is on social media? Do your fans skew more like gay men, or is it ladies, or is it something else?
I mean, I am the consumer's dream. 90% of my fans are like 18 to 49 and female. Basically, like, I sell to Target America.
Amazing.
But I have tons of fans. I have fans all across the country. I have young fans. I have older fans. It's amazing when you get feedback from someone. I was in the store recently, and this very mature, age-wise, could have been my grandfather. Gentleman, very dapper, came up to me, 70s or 80s. He said, "Reza, you are my favorite character on the show. My friend, you make me laugh so much. I love you." And I was like, oh my God, this is like a very mature Persian man. And the gay guy on the show, right? The gay character in his words is his favorite. That's a big deal to me, because when I was a kid, I would think to myself that that guy would want to have me killed. So to know that like all these years later, I'm able to touch him on that level is like a very big deal to me. And it means so much more than just like, oh, I'm, this person on a reality show, like Middle Eastern 80-year-old man from the Middle East likes me. That means something.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely putting yourself out there, and I think it's fantastic that you're normalizing it. Like I said earlier, I think it goes a long way, and it's really important, I think, for the younger generation to have someone to look up to, because I can't imagine what your experience would have been like growing up in Iran. For me, growing up, I didn't have any, or at least that many queer people to look at in media. So for you, I would imagine it was very similar, and if not, maybe a little bit worse. So you're doing a great service, honestly.
Thank you so much.
Just want to touch on an Insta moment that I saw on your profile, that you were dancing to Duran Duran. We need more of this content. That was amazing. You look amazing, by the way. But you mentioned that Lisa Rinna inspired you to do that.
Bow down to her, because she has like an unbelievable figure. She is so like flexible and sporty, and she just seems like she's full of like energy. And I felt like that when I was really heavy, but I couldn't move like that because I was really heavy. And so as soon as like I felt like dancing, I just wanted to obviously give her the shout out and acknowledgement, because watching all of her videos got something like bubbled up in me, and I like I had to go for it.
That's amazing. Well, hopefully you inspire many, many other people to do the same, because it's great to see. And like I said, we need more of that positive content out there. Well, enough of like the horrible stuff. It's 2021. Let's just get excited and live our pride fantasy.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
Well, Reza, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. Like, this has been an absolute pleasure. So thank you. Made my Pride Month.
Thanks for having me, Scott. It was a pleasure. Have me back anytime.
Yay. Thanks, Gorge.
Thank you.
All right, bye.